Hello, everybody. This is night 3 of the Iconic Childcare Leadership Summit. Welcome. We are so glad that you are here and that you are ready to learn. We thank you so much for all of your participation over the last week. So we are about to get started in just a moment. But do me a favor, if you are on live with us, let us know who you are, and we will be starting in about 30 seconds. But come on in, drop your name, where you're from. We're so happy to have you with us tonight. It is night 3, and tonight is all about organizational order. And if you're like anything like me, putting things in order, in the last 2 years has not only been a struggle, but a mission if you choose to accept it. So tag an accountability partner, get your pen, get your paper, get your water, because we're about to get started. Now listen, it is 2022 and we are in the second quarter of the year, and we have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff with our staff, a lot of stuff with our funding, a lot of stuff deciding what kind of leader that we want to be. So I want you guys to watch this quick video while Facebook lets everybody know that we're on. And I want you to really listen, because as we move in this new season, I want you to know something. There is nobody coming to save us. We must save ourselves, right? We must be the leaders that we need to be in our organizations. We must stand firm when it comes to lobbying, to being in our child care groups, to speaking to the state about our needs, to speaking to banks, the SBA. I want you to watch this short clip. And I want you to do 2 things while this clip is going on. 1, I want you to make sure you share this video. 2, I want you to tag your accountability partner. If you've been with us all 3 nights, go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat. We want to know. If you've been here 2 nights, you can drop a 2 in the chat. And if this is your very first night, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the chat. We're about to get started. My good friend, your confidant, Miss Stacey Bias, is with us tonight. So don't go too far, because it's about to be lit.
It's the time that we start trusting one another so we can build bigger businesses, have better partnerships, do bigger things. So listen, Lamar said something 2 years ago that changed my life. He said, and I think he was talking just to me, but many of you probably were there. He said, no one is coming to save us. We must save ourselves. And for me, that was a pivotal moment. For me, that told me if I didn't do it, it won't get done. If I didn't have the right relationships and the right mindset, then I was the one that's killing my own business. I can't wait on Captain Saver. Okay, I couldn't say it, but you did. To come and save me. I can't wait on the SBA to tell me when I'm lendable. I can't wait on the bank to tell me when I'm bankable. I can't wait for nobody to control my destiny, because I am the one. And anytime I slip and forget that I'm the one, I got Coach Michelle saying, you the one. I got Coach John saying, you the one. I got Coach Victoria saying, you the one. I got Alexandria saying, you the one. I got Ronnie saying, girl, you the one. Yes. So turn to your neighbor like you're in a good old sanctified church and say, girl, you know you're the one. You've been the one since the beginning. You've been the one. You're going to be the one in the end. You're the one. Brother, you're the one. I don't know if anybody told me that you was the one, but I'm going to tell you today, you are the one. church, we just got to get quiet so we can think on something. So let me tell you something, loved ones. Today, we are not even dealing with who we are right now. Because the truth of the matter is, you don't have enough discipline, you don't have enough knowledge, and you don't have enough connection to be where you want to be today. But you're going to do what you need to do to fill in every gap. And that's why you're sitting here, beloved. You already have the multi-million-dollar idea. You already have 100 doors in your real estate portfolio. You already have the trust that's going to take care of your family from generation to generation. You are already renowned and respected. We're just waiting on the manifestation of it. So listen, I can't talk to this version of you. I need to talk to Nunu. That's what I'm going to call the new you. So say, hey, Nunu. Hey, Nunu. We're going to do this for Nunu today because the right now you still got some obstacles to overcome. Right? You still got some enemies in your camp. You still just don't have enough cheddar to break bread the way that you want to. But we can't worry about that. I need to talk to the you that's already arrived. The you that's going to thank you for the work you're going to do over the next few years. That's the you that needs to be here today. The you that knows that the possibilities of today will bring you to the exponential growth of tomorrow. That's the you I need to talk to. See, the real two-comma club is not when you make two commas, but when you can keep two commas.
Yes!
That's the two-comma club I want to be a part of. Know this, Lamar. I know you got your little award and stuff. I'm talking to the you that's going to execute the plan that you write out over this weekend. Is that going to be you, or are you going to come and get all of this information and have no execution? Because that will be the tragedy. Lamar is not interested in your excuses of why you didn't do it. He's not interested in your side stories. He's not interested in your circumstances, and neither am I. Because can I tell you something? We all have circumstances. We all have side stories. We all have self-limiting beliefs, but we have to work on that. This weekend, we're changing the trajectory of our lives. This weekend, Bambaloo goes multi-million dollars. This week, Nikki Pooh gets the multi.
It is time for the Iconic Leadership Summit. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. And this is the night that we change the trajectory of what's been going on in our business. How many of you feel like your business has been dragging you, but you're ready to move it in the direction that you want to move it in? Well, I'm your girl, Brady Woods, B Woods, the millionaire midwife, and your millionaire childcare success coach. And I need you to get ready. The reason why I played that clip is because sometimes we forget that we're the ones that's responsible to make it happen in our business. What I need for you to do right now in the chat is I need you to type that I am the one. I'm the one that's going to create the culture in my business. I'm the one that's going to help us expand. I'm the one that's going to begin to bring positivity and life. I am the one who is going to set the atmosphere as a leader, a director, as a lead teacher. I have to be that person. I'm not waiting on anyone to give me permission to do it because I already know that it's my assignment. And sometimes we rather put the blame on someone else, but it's up to us to set order in our organizations. So tonight, I want you to get ready, because it's about to be hot in here. Now, I know Nelly said it, but I'm going to say it today because let me tell you why I know today is going to be phenomenal. Up until 2 moments ago, I could not even get my computer to show the PowerPoint. Listen. But you already know that obstacles are always going to come as soon as there is about to be a breakthrough. And a breakthrough is nothing more than a mindset shift that changes your activity. Who's ready for the mindset shift? Who's ready for the change in the activity? Let me tell you, I can do a lot of things for you. I can root for you. I can pray for you. And I can stand by you. But I can't make you put one foot in front of the other. I can put a fishing pole in your hand, but I can't make you rear your hand back and cast that into the ocean. That's your job. So tonight you need to know your mindset is definitely going to shift your activity. And if you're ready tonight, I'm ready for you. Thank you for attending the Iconic Leadership Summit. We're going to get the formalities out the way. Basically, this side says, please don't steal my stuff. That's all it says. I love you with the love of the Lord, but if you need something from me, just ask, right? For those of you who don't know who I am and it's your first night, my name is Brandy Wood Smith. I'm a 24-year education veteran. We have 3 childcare locations in the Houston area, and I am here to serve you, right? In this leadership conference, in this summit, although it's free, it's valuable. Guys, if you've been getting value over the last night, I want you to put valuable in the chat. I want you to put valuable in the chat. And I want to thank you guys for showing up. I want to thank you for sending stars. I appreciate it. I want to thank you for just being magnificent. I want to thank you for sharing the video. But we have 4 goals in this summit, and our 4 goals are clear. 1, we want to increase your awareness of your leadership style. 2, we want to create an environment that promotes growth. Growth for who? For you. Growth for who? Your leaders. Growth for your staff. Growth for your center, for your enrollment. We want to give you tools. How many of you got that challenge pack and you feel like, hey, man, this is valuable. This is great. I can move with this. I can run with this. We haven't even talked about the monthly reports. We haven't even got there yet. But you have 70 pages of good knowledge and information where you can run easy and you can run fast. And then we want to create iconic leaders. So I want you to declare, I will be an iconic leader. I will be an iconic leader. Are you ready? Are you ready to take your business to another level? Are you ready to stand up in your role as a lead teacher or a director? If so, I want you to attest it for yourself. I will be an iconic leader. So we have a few formalities that we want to get out of the way. Tomorrow night is our last night, but make sure you set your alarm and that you're ready to go every night at 7 o'clock. Tonight, I have an amazing announcement. Tonight, I have prize announcements. So don't leave until the end. We will end at around 8:15 tonight. But tonight is not the night for you to end. Let them bring you your plate of food. Let them bring you some water. I need you to stay connected to this screen tonight because we have work to do. And Rihanna said it best. Work, 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 work. Listen, we got work to do. We got a job to do. And we're going to get it done tonight. I'm so excited for those of you who've been showing up every single day. We are very proud of you and we're proud of the work that you're doing. So the Summit Success Pack is going to help you get there. So make sure that you go ahead and grab it. I want to thank our sponsors really, really quick because our sponsors allow us to give the gifts that we give. So we're going to be giving a vlogging kit. We're going to be giving 6 walkies. What? We're going to be giving a wireless doorbell system. Come on now. And we're also going to be giving our Remarkable away. So we love this tool in Childcare Millionaires. And we have some of these tools to give to you. So how do you get these tools? 1, you guys were like, I need badges. Where's my badge game? So before in all of our challenges, we've had badges. And it was like, some people was like, I can't post my work without a badge. So hashtag to our badge gang. We appreciate you. So right now you should be working on your day 3, your icon badge, because you're going to create order in your center. You can post these badges all week. So don't worry if you haven't posted yet. You can post them. Let's light the group up on fire because that's where you should be posting your badges. Okay. I want to just shout out to some day 2 people. Ashley. She got her core values done. How many of you worked on your core values today? If so, go ahead and put core values in the chat. Go ahead and put core values in the chat. I see my badge gang working. Hey, hey, hey. See my badge gang. I love it. I love it. I love it. Congratulations to you, Ashley. Joanna. Girl, I see you working. I see you working, girl. Not only did she print it out, she did her core values. She looked at the words that were important to her. Because it's not about you showing up, it's also about you doing the work. Come on, Francesca. Francesca was on paper and she was on her Remarkable, posting her core values all around the building. And I'm just so proud. Devette says she's leading on purpose, on paper, with passion, and in pursuit, all four. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we want to thank you guys for just showing up and being here. But I'm about to bring up my really good friend because tonight we got a lot of work to do when it comes to us really being an organizational leader. So I have some key questions for you, but I'm going to bring up my good friend, Miss Stacey Bias, because this is what I know. In order to be a leader, you got to have somebody to lead. But real leaders stick together, right? Our Wolfpack is strong over here, right? Ooh, you can howl with me if you want to. But we're strong when it comes to supporting each other in Childcare Millionaires, and especially in the membership, and double especially in Elevation Mastermind. We're not leaving nobody behind. If you try to sneak off, we coming to find you, right? Ain't no sheep getting lost. Ain't nobody slaughtering our Childcare Millionaires. And we know that we're accountable to one another. And one person that exemplifies that over and over again is Miss Stacey Bias. Hey, lady.
Hello. Thank you, Ms. B. Woods, the Millionaire Midwife, for having me on tonight. Thank you.
Yes, I was so excited. And when I began to think about, like, who can we bring on who has really exemplified bringing order in their business, the only person I was thinking about, I was like, I got to bring Stacey. Because I remember where you were when you had the one center, and I was like, girl, you going to open another center. Mm-hmm. And the transition that you had to make when you had two centers. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, but give the people all they got. If y'all love Stacey, y'all go ahead and give her a shout out in the chat. They say, hey, Stacey.
Hey. And look, do you see Child Care Champions? We have to represent.
You always represent. I can give it to you. You are not a child care chump. You are a child care champ. Yes. So listen, what made you know that it was time to bring extreme order into your child care centers? Like, what was that pivotal moment where you were like, ooh, woo?
Ooh, like you said, what moment or what moments?
Okay, I'll take the S.
So, really, it's like I tell people, you got to get tired of bumping your head into the wall. Like, eventually, you're going to look up and be like, that hurts. I have to stop. So it was what a lot of us go through, trying to be hands-on with everything, taking care of all the paperwork, managing the teachers. But aside from that, managing the administrative part, everything that comes down to license and regulations and health department. That's no joke. So it came to a point where I was like, I need to employ more people top of the level to help me manage the business so I could be more efficient in growing the business.
You know, I see a lot of owners make this mistake. And I'm going to tell you, if you're a new owner, if you don't own a center right now and you are here in hopes to own a center, I want you to put in the chat, right, a number 1 so we can know who you are. If you don't own a center right now, but you hope to own a center, I want you to put number 1. If you own one center, I want you to put a number 2. And if you own multiple centers, I want you to put a number 3. The reason why this is important is because I wish I would have known some of these things when I first opened and I didn't have to unlearn some of the things I had to unlearn. And those of you who have one center, you guys are most of the time in the worst position. So, Stacey, what was it like when you own one center and then when you owned 2 centers and now going into a 3rd center? What was the biggest mindset shift that you had to endure when it comes to order and leadership?
So I think, first of all, when we own one center, we kind of get a routine of how to run and operate that center. And if a lot of you all are like me, your first center is not really huge. It's not 100 plus children, maybe 30, 40, 50. For me, my first center was 52. So that was a smaller staff, a smaller group of kids, real family, like real kumbaya like. So when I took on my second center, which was almost double that capacity, I realized we were operating mom and pops. We was winging a lot of it. We really didn't have systems in place, procedures in place, point of contact. How are we going to follow all the rules and regulations? There was nowhere to find it except in my head and my assistant director's head. So the biggest thing I learned was we had to really get on top of, like you told us, standard operating procedures. Take all the information in your head and put it on paper. I literally had to start walking through my centers from the front door out the back door, turn on the light, and I would record myself. And this made it easy. And I'm not going to lie, y'all, I cheat. So I would get on the Word app on my phone, and then you could press record and just talk, and it'll type it all up on a Word document. Now you will have myself. I had to go in and edit because I'm from New Orleans, so I speak real bad at times. But you would that was a huge help to us, realizing we needed to start putting those systems and procedures in place to streamline. I'm ready to take on center number 3. I'm ready to knock it down the door because I had the growing pains of learning we need to be more efficient with documentation, paperwork. You can't be the only leader. Everybody who needs to know everything, they can't call on you as that owner and director. You have to put it on paper.
I love it, because this is what I find. I'm gonna ask you guys: Did you open a job or did you open a business? So many of us, we just created a job for ourselves. And tonight we're going to be looking at some different organizational models. And I have to admit, Stacey, in my first center, I had a position. I had a job, right? I didn't treat it like a business. Our first center was only 19 kids. I don't even think I could afford another director. And I was like, listen, I don't want to do this. And then we opened a center that could take 119. And I ain't gonna even lie to you. I still treated that like a job. It wasn't until I had multiple centers running that I realized that I was my own worst enemy, thinking that I had to do it all, know it all, and be it all to all people. So what is the one thing that you would say to people that are now hiring multiple leaders? What would be your one tip? If you do have multiple leaders, how do you even start that process?
Well, I think one, figuring out what you need. Myself, I knew I needed a director of operations. I had an assistant director. She was very efficient with working with the teachers, getting the curriculum done, being sure we're doing documentation, observations of the children. But between her and I'll be honest, some of the operational part of it started to fail or go unnoticed. So I knew I needed a director of operations. So what I would say for anyone is sit down and evaluate what you need, and honestly call them what you want. You don't have to have a director, assistant director, executive director, director of operations. It could be your administrator. It can be your lead teacher, your center manager. I actually have 2 center managers in right now. They are operating more in an assistant director position, but you build that job description. You want to bring people in who could be beneficial towards helping you. And it goes back to what I said in the last question. Get it out of your head and on paper. We find that as we bring people in, they're not accountable for a lot of the things that needs to be done. But we can't expect them to be accountable if we're holding all the information ourselves.
Absolutely. So when you say evaluate what you need, and I'm so glad that you broke it down that, hey, it doesn't have to be director, assistant director, food service manager. You can create jobs and job descriptions that fit your culture. And this goes back to core values. When you know your core values, then you know how you want to appreciate people and you know how you want to title them, and everything works for you. For example, we have student success managers. You guys may call them enrollment specialists, or it may be an assistant director. But why do we call it student success manager? Because we want them to travel along the journey with the student. We want them to enroll the student. We want them to follow up with the student. We want them to send a birthday card to the student, right? We want them to make sure when our students graduate from high school, we have a scholarship. We track our kids all the way to high school because we're trying to build longevity. So I encourage you to think about your core values, guys, when you're thinking about positions. Now, Stacey, I know something that they don't know.
What you know?
I know one that, so sometimes it can be hard to be a director, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes that we jump back in, even though we've hired someone to do the position, right? How do we avoid jumping back in without crushing that person? Because I see people give people positions, but they don't train them for the positions. So then we jump back in, right? And then we crush and deflate that person. How can we really work with those leaders to develop them?
So this is one thing that I speak with and preach with a lot with my center managers at upper level positions is accountability. We expect the teachers to be accountable for their rooms, the children, the cleaning, the curriculum. I mean, the list go on and on. But in return, we have to be accountable for the things we're responsible to do and what we're supposed to be producing in our positions. So for me, I knew as I hired on more center managers, more upper level management position, I had to give them the tools to make them successful. I'm sorry, y'all, but I can't stress this enough. Get it out your head and on documentation. Record a video of yourself. Write it down. Make them a book. Make it pretty. However, but that's one way that I see that it keeps us from not feeling like, oh, they're not doing it right, because you want them to learn it the way that you would teach it. And I'll tell you this, I worked for a center as an assistant director for a while, and I was going for a director's position, but there was a new hire there who at that time had her degree in early childhood education. I was still working on mine. As long as I worked for as assistant director, she told me, well, I think I'm going to offer her the director's position because she has her degree. Now, mind you, I'm very knowledgeable in early childhood, but didn't have my degree at the moment. I asked her, I said, well, let me ask you this. Would you rather have a director who has a degree to fulfill what you need, or would you rather hire someone who's been working under you for years, who know how you want your center ran?
Come
And
on
that
now.
was like a ton of bricks hit her in the face. Don't discredit that, someone on your staff don't have a degree or don't have the knowledge. You'll be surprised what people can do. But it starts from you giving them the information, you properly training them, you being supportive. And again, it was like you said before, 80-20. If they can do what you usually do at 100%, at 80% for them, sometimes we got to eat that 20% because it's worth your peace of mind, it's worth your time
Baby.
freedom, it's worth you not feeling stressed out. But it's a learned activity that we have to do.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, we sometimes look for excellence in other people, but we ain't even doing it excellently because we don't have the time to do it in excellence. But if you just work with that person, right, you're gonna build capacity. It's just like a relationship. You're not gonna know everything about your boo in a day, but over time, you're gonna begin to know them. You're gonna be able to know how you motivate them, what training that they need. My biggest tip to you guys, as we set order in our business, is you have to build capacity in people. And if you allow them to be great, they will be great. But if you steady snatch things from them, you're not giving them that opportunity to rise up and be the leader that you want them to be. So, Stacey, they talked to Natalie this week, they talked to Connie, but we owners. We real owners, right? So when it comes to leadership, because there are a lot of leaders on here, can you tell them what we're looking for when we're thinking about promoting somebody? Because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but there are some sure things. If you are a lead teacher, if you're an assistant director, if you want to be a director, Stacey's going to share with you the things that she's looking for or other owners may be looking for.
Well, one, you really have to get a good feel of the staff you have on hand, your team members, your group. You have to see those who show initiative, those who take accountability. You may have someone quiet as a mouse in your program, but if you don't get to know them, you wouldn't even know that they aspire to do more and can do more for you. So you really have to get to know your staff in the center, but you want to look for those who are able to take control of a situation. Like me, I hate when people call me and ask me something that you already knew you had the answer for. You have to have confidence in yourself to make the right calls and the right decisions. So I think a lot of us have leaders already in our centers, and some of us need to hire out for the leaders. But again, you need to be specific on what you're looking for. You want someone who comes through, who don't pretend to know it all. I don't need you to know it all. I just need you to be willing to learn more. You want someone who is able to take accountability, someone who's able to make split decisions, someone who's able to see big picture and not that narrow line. So it really depends on what you are needing for your center, but some of the attributes I would say will have to be those.
So my last and final question, because I gotta teach, but I wanted them to hear from my coaches and my speakers. I know that you're speaking at the
Yes,
Child
yes,
Care Millionaires Conference in May.
yes.
And congratulations on your happiness coach certification.
Thank you.
What can you tell them about the conference and why they should be there?
Girl, I tell them y'all can't miss this. I have to be honest. I am such a fan of your conferences because it's a feel like no other. There are quite a few of us, and others who's in different groups and different organizations. But I have to be honest. The feel of the room when you walk into the conference area, the love, the excitement, the let's do it. That I got your back. Oh, you want to cry today? Well, come on, so we could cry together. It's a room full of people who's ready to support each other, love on each other. I can tell you, for the few years I've been apart, there has been nothing that happened to make me feel judged, or I can't tell this story, or some of us didn't know the business side, got into tax troubles with licenses, deficiencies. We can have those open-end conversations, put it out on the table, and feel love and support, and somebody gonna follow up with you. You need something today? Well, did you call and check on this? There's a lot of us who show accountability. So the conference is just the place to be. I can't lie, B Woods, and y'all do it bigger and better each year. Some of us now are texting like, girl, I can't wait to see you. And let me mention this, the husbands.
Come on, man.
I can't lie. This is one thing that blows me away, because most men, although they work with us in the business and are part of the business, they real reserved in atmospheres like this. Half of us being there like, what my husband with? The husbands get together, they talk business, they uplift each other, and I'm sure they talk the bad things too, but they encourage each other. I mean, we pray, we laugh. It's just a great feeling, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, we have so many male partners that are coming this year, and we always have male speakers too. I think they just feel open and accepted, and many of us, we work dominant in this business, but man, when our husbands or our significant others come through, everybody act right. So we be like, babe, can you not roll through a little bit more often? But I'm really excited about the conference. I'm excited about the party. Listen, we have some surprises that I can't even reveal yet, but I'm so happy that you're hitting the main stage this year. You've earned it.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And I just know that you are a great example, of what a leader is. I see how you love on your people. I see how you're patient with them. I see how you work with the state. I see you showing up in a way that an iconic leader should. So I just want to just say, I see you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me remind everybody, speaking on the happiness, I went into getting my happiness certification because during the pandemic, I realized so many of us was just unhappy. And I had to work myself on getting back in a happy place and what that meant for me. So as we go into our centers, as we try to grow our business, we have a lot of things that we can pick up and say, what's not going right? And this one teed me off today. She's not doing this, he's not doing that. Sometimes we just have to let it go. If it's not sinking your business, if it's not paying you, if it's not killing you, sometimes you just have to let it go and address it at another time. But I want us to show compassion to our staff. I'm sure myself, like a lot of you, we're still having staffing issues. It's almost like they got our backs to the wall, and there's not much we could do. But you need to find happiness in everything that you're doing with your center. Be appreciative. You still have your center. You still have your children. They coming in laughing and smiling. Your families are enjoying you. So I really want to encourage everybody. We have to find a way to get back to our happy place. And that's the real thing. The endorphins in your head that release when you're happy and feeling good, it changes your whole mood. So I'm excited to come to the conference and just speak with everybody.
Yes, and we are excited to have you. We're going to get ready for our lesson tonight, but we hope you stick around.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all, we're supposed to get it in order. While we transition to our slides, we have one little video for you guys to watch. That's why I created day 2. Day 2. the tools that you need to make sure you don't go out of business, because ain't nobody got time for that. Get your pen, your paper, and get ready, because we're about to get started.
Only profession that provides a profession for everybody else to work, right? Engineers work, doctors, lawyers, nurses, everyone, no one can work without us, right? No one. And also I like to say there's no economic recovery without us, period.
You put the business up for sale. I just started directing your center. We just opened. So, I felt a nudge. Tell her you gonna buy it. Tell her you gonna buy it. So in my mind, I'm saying, tell her I'm gonna buy it. But my body like, girl, you ain't got no money to buy this business. But I felt in my soul that the Lord was nudging me to make this leap, to make this move. So I told her I was gonna buy it. And she was like, I wanna sell it for $50,000. And I said, well, I'll help you set this whole center up, and ain't nothing in here worth $50,000.
Okay, so in order for people to follow our rules, we have to follow our rules. And if we don't follow our rules, nobody else will follow our rules. So you and mom have to get on one accord, one page. The only way that student is getting in after 9:30 is if you gave me a 24-hour notice that you're coming in late.
Day 2 was phenomenal. Every speaker that rocked that stage gave us something to do to make sure our child care centers survive 2022 and beyond. From accreditation, from knowing how to go out and be involved in the child care changes. Man, we have the tools in our toolbox to win. There is no excuse that you have not to be a superstar center 2022 and beyond. Now, tomorrow, we take it to church. So visit us for day 3. We'll be opening the doors at 9 a.m. We'll see you there. All right. It is time to get started. Who's ready for day 3? If you're ready, put ready in the chat. Tonight, we're talking about organizational order. You should already have everything you need to get done. We hope to see you in Houston, but right now we got work to do today. Go ahead and put ready in the chat if you are ready to go, because I know that I am. Tonight, you will need your Iconic Success Pack. Leslie or someone, if you could put that link in the chat. We did send it out to people who said that they needed it yesterday that could not afford it. We wanted to make sure that we support you in your growth and that we also make sure that you guys have all the tools that you need to be on track this week. So we'll be using our success pack in just a moment, but we want you to make sure that you have pencil and paper in hand. So here are our guiding questions for tonight. Question number 1. Do your staff know and respect your organizational structure? And make sure that you take screenshots of these questions tonight because you need to go back to them. You need to answer them. It's very important that you do. Do they know and respect your organizational structure? To know it is one thing, but to respect it is totally a different thing. Guiding question number 2, are your roles clearly defined? Are your roles clearly defined? Does everybody know what they're supposed to do? Are the job descriptions just not something that you give when you hire people, but do they guide your expectation for them? And then my last and final question. Can you tell the difference between technicians, managers, and entrepreneurs? Now listen, a technician is a person who should be doing the work, right? They're working out the vision. They're doing the work. Your teachers, your cooks, your drivers. Your managers, they should be protecting the vision. They should be making sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then the owners or the entrepreneur, they should be casting the vision. They should be having the long-term goals for the organization. They should be focused on growth, not the day-to-day. But if you as an owner, if you are doing the work and you're managing the work and you're trying to cast a vision for the work, I want you to know that you are out of order. So how many of you can say right now that you are out of order? If so, just put OOO in the chat. Out of order. If you're out of order and you cannot tell the difference between your technicians, your workers, the people who should be working the vision, your managers, the people who should be making sure the job is getting done correctly, proficiently, and the owner or the entrepreneur that's supposed to be casting vision and giving direction, I need you to go ahead and put, I am out of order. Because we don't want you to be out of order, right? So tonight, we are going to press our way to bring order and substance into this business, right? Into the room. If you are a leader, and if you are a director, if you are an assistant director or a lead teacher that's not an owner, you got to manage that vision. You got to protect that vision. You got to make sure the technicians are doing what they need to do. That means you can't be a technician, right? A lot of times I see leaders go back and we jump to doing the work. We jump to being a technician because it's easier to do it than to train it. It's easier to do it than to sit down and build capacity. So we're going to work tonight to bring order into your organization. This is how some of you look. You got your remarkable in one hand, your lunch in one hand, you're on your cell phone, you're on the phone talking to parents. And can I tell you something? You're multitasking yourself out of greatness. You are multitasking yourself out of greatness. Now, I told you last night, fractured focus limits success. You need to understand that you can't be focused on everything. Something is going to fail. I know it's tight, but it's right. And if you got to say ouch, go ahead and say it. But guess what, guys? You're the one to put this in order. You're the one to have the capability to put this in order. We got this. So listen, this is a quote by one of my favorite people, me. We must be intentional about creating order in our child care center. If not, our dream will quickly become a nightmare. Our dream will quickly become a nightmare. Are you living the dream or are you living the nightmare on Daycare Street? Which one are you living? Are you living the dream or are you living nightmare on Daycare Street? Because this is the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is without order, everything is going to tend to chaos. So this is actually a law of nature. It says all things tend towards disorder. More specifically, the second law of thermodynamics states as things go forth in time, the net entropy, that's the degree of disorder, will always increase, right? So this is why, let me explain it. You've been thinking you've been doing something wrong. You think, oh my God, I train everybody and we're in order, we're doing good, and then it's chaos again. Because over time, things will tend to chaos. Order is not something that you set one time. Order is a way of life. It is a point of leadership. It is you do it every single day. One of the things Darby used to talk to me about when she was actually managing centers and running centers is about her morning meetings and the expectations and that morning walkthrough. How many of you take time to walk through that building for 15 minutes every day to make sure things are in order, to make sure that your staff is in schedule? on schedule, to make sure that the kids' items are not all around the building, to make sure that nobody is late, to make sure that they're in uniform and they're showing up the right way. Because let me tell you something, and let me explain you something. Listen, Linda, nothing tends to order. Not nothing. That's why your kitchen, if you don't clean it, will be disorderly. That's why your relationships, if you don't take care of them, will be in disorder. That's why your children, if you don't correct them, they will be in disorder. Because nothing tends to order. Everything tends to chaos over time. So what you have to do is you got to be the order regulator. You have to be responsible for the way that building runs, the way that the employees are trained, the way that your culture and your core values are carried out. You are the one. So it looks like this, right? Everything is all orderly and great. And then all of a sudden, everything is spread out, right? You got your leaders in front, they're bringing order. You got your technicians. And all of a sudden, you can't tell a technician from a manager. You can't tell the owners from the cooks. You can't, parents are doing what they want to do. People are creating their own time. You know, people are just running amok. And nobody's in charge. You want to know why? Because over time, things will always tend to chaos. But you are the order regulator. You're the person who gets to set order in that building. And it's not through being mean. It's not through or being nasty to people or being messy. Those are all, or being sarcastic. Those are all things that will get you the wrong result. I remember it used to be this song. It would be like, regulators, mount up. Where are my regulators? Do me a favor right now. Do me a favor right now and type, I will bring order to my organization. Just take a moment. Just take a moment and type that. And after you type that, take a moment and share this video if you haven't. Do me those two favors. I want the regulators to mount up. Right? And if you are not willing to set order every day, just know it's going to be chaotic. Because everything tends to chaos. The law of nature is chaotic. Right? If you don't mow your grass, you will live in a jungle. So I want to talk to you tonight about 4 ways. Thank you for being obedient. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. 4 ways that you can bring order to your organization. 4 ways. 4 ways that you can bring order to your organization. And I thank you for being with us every single night. Every night we've had more people. That's you showing up in a mighty way. I appreciate you. 4 ways to bring order to your organization. If you're ready for number 1, put number 1 in the chat. If you're ready for number 1, put number 1 in the chat. Okay? So the first way is real simple. Stacey talked about it. Having clear, concise, standard operating procedures. Now listen, we're not talking about SOPs in this training. And if you need to, in our membership, we've dedicated the last 4 months to SOPs. Baby, go in there, watch the videos, do the work, because it needs to be done. You have to let people know 7 things. What's expected, right? When should it be done? Because a lot of times we say, hey, you need to make sure you empty your backpacks every day, but that shouldn't be done during reading circle, right? You got to let people know when it should be done. Who should do it? Every SOP is not for everybody. Right? When you have a standard operating procedure, who does the grocery list? Is that the cook or the assistant director? Who puts the kids on the bus? Who does what? Because if you don't tell me I'm responsible for it, then I don't have any accountability for it. Right? How will it be evaluated? How will you know that this SOP is working? How often will you evaluate it? Who will evaluate it? And when will it be revised? Now, I'm not spending a lot of time on SOPs. You want to know why? because we have a whole SOP university. We've dedicated January, February, March, and April, and they're recorded. So if you need this information, if you know who knows that they need to get the information out of their head, like Stacey said. How many of you need to get the information out of your head? You can drop I do in the chat. We're not getting married, but we are going to get married to doing these standard operating procedures. The reason why people are not doing the things the way you want them to do it, because if it's not written, it's not real, right? So they're doing it the way that they feel is the best. I remember one time I hired my sister-in-law because she's a great cook. And I told her, hey, we're going to cook breakfast. And that one of the mornings I wasn't there. Let me tell y'all what she cooked. She cooked bacon, eggs, toast, potatoes, and milk. Baby, we had a full breakfast buffet or buffet, depending on where you at. Now, CACFP said we got to only serve like 3 things. But she wanted them babies fed. But whose fault was that? Mine. Because evidently I didn't set the expectation. Evidently she didn't know everything she needed to do. So do I fault the technician? No. You got to fault the manager. And can you fault the manager when the entrepreneur has not set the expectations? So this has to be a group effort. It has to be a group effort to get those things out of your head, out of the leadership's head, and on paper. All right? If it's not written, it's not real, guys. If it's not written, it's not real. Who's ready for number 2? If you're ready for number 2, put number 2 in the chat. I'm about to mess some of y'all up. And I'm sorry, but I'm about to do it. How many of you don't even have an organizational chart? Like literally it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Nobody knows who supervises who. Nobody knows who's responsible for what. It's hidden in job descriptions, but it's not played out in real life. If you have an org chart, put yes in the chat. And if you don't, put no. And if you're smart, put I'm going to do one today. Do y'all love me? Because I love you. I love you. I love Annie. Annie said, look, a who? You want me to have a what? What you say? Big ones? Did I hear you right? So I see some no's. I see some yeses, some no's, yeses, no's. I'm going to do one today. This is my favorite answer. Thank you, Kat. Hey, Tamara, how are you doing? Girl, we got to catch up. Okay, listen, guys. There are several org charts, and some of y'all stuff look just like this. You the owner and director, and you do it all. How many of you in this I do it all situation? I manage the teachers, the cooks, the food service, the transportation, the human resources, the finances, the compliance, the facilities, the enrollment, customer service, student success. Who in here is doing it all? We're going to... Yes, I'm going to give you some examples. You can take screenshots of these. This is for you. This is for you. I'm doing this for you. Get what you need. Because you're not going to have any excuse at the end of this month. Because I'm going to walk you through this if you allow me to walk you through it. But it's up to you. I can't do it for you. How many of your org chart looks like this? Or maybe you have some help. Maybe you do have a director, but you don't let them really have accountability of anything. They don't really control what the teachers do. They have to come to you. They don't really control the cooks or the transportation. They have to come to you. They can't even gas up the van. They can't do anything without your permission. Right? In a home, you may do it all, but I suggest you get assistance, even if you have a home. Right? So let's go to example 2. Example 2, some of us have done better. All right? We've done a little bit better. But I call this the I still do too much. So, how many of you in the I still do too much category? You have a director, and maybe your director is taking care of some things in the building, right? Who is number 2? Number 2, I still do too much. You can put too much in the chat for this one. We have the people who do it all. But maybe your director is over the teachers and over the food service and maybe she over the transportation. She does the routing. Maybe she's over enrollment. But you still do human resources, all the hiring, all the firing, all the write-ups. You still purchase everything. You still do all the quality and compliance and permitting. You're still responsible for the facility. You're still responsible for high-level customer service. You're still responsible for student programming. You're doing too much. I hope this is helping you. I'm not here to beat you up. I'm just to help you in a minute. Just to help you. Who's on team too much? Even if you're on team too much, at least you begin to release duties and delegations. And sometimes the other people who do these things, they may not be management. I want to debunk this myth that everyone who has a responsibility must be a manager. They don't have to be a manager. They just have to be respected and compensated for what you have them to do. They don't have to have a title. You can have a classroom teacher that inputs your food service who is great at organization and paperwork, who would be happy to do that on her lunch hour for extra 50 cents an hour. Right? You can have a wonderful person who's a driver who also don't mind gassing up the vans and letting you know when it's time to do the oil change. You can create other people besides directors, assistant directors. You can have leadership roles. My schools, they have lead teachers, and those lead teachers, they get extra time and compensation. They get technology. They get extra perks, right? For them to help with the curriculum and to make sure that new teachers are changed. You don't have to do it all. But you got to train somebody to help you, right? You do have to train somebody to help you. So, this is a little bit better, right? This is close to maybe what Stacey's org chart is looking like right now. Close to maybe what Monica's org chart is looking right now. Francesca, this is what your org chart needs to be looking right now. But don't worry about the titles, because you can change the titles, right? Don't worry about the titles, right? Stacey already can tell them, call them what you want, call them nothing. Just make sure they know their job. Don't worry about the titles. So Carvella brought up a good point. She says, I'm the director, but I always consult the owner for the final say. Me as an owner, I don't want you to consult me about the final say on everything. As long as it's in our scope of what's in our standard operating procedure, right? If our standard operating procedure is we send a kid home for a day the first time, they bite, 2 days the second time, whatever your procedure is, that's what it is. One of our directors sent a student home recently for doing something to a teacher, right? And all I ask is that you inform me and do the proper documentation. That means you need an incident report. You need the parent to sign the incident report. You need the parent to sign what the disciplinary action was. And if you do those things, I just need to be informed. Now, there are some things that are not in the SOP. And if those things are not in the SOP and you have questions, absolutely, I want you to consult me on the final say. But owners, we got to give our directors parameters so they can make good decisions. We got to give them parameters so they can make good decisions. Okay? We got to. So this is similar to what my org chart looks like. I'm the owner. and I have a director of operations. My director of operations is over 3 things. Compliance, and that's him. But he's also over all of our directors, and we have 4 of them. I think we had 5. I think we have 4 of them right now. And then over human resources. And this is who does our hiring and everything. But under the directors have people that they manage. The directors manage the staff, not the director of operations. So if the director needs help with staff, yeah, they go to the director of operations first, not me. But the directors, they manage their cook, the food service, the drivers. They manage the day-to-day people. That way, if my director of operations is not there, nothing goes missing, right? And then at each campus, you probably call them an enrollment specialist, so that's what I put. We call them a student success specialist. They handle enrollment. They handle transportation. Why do they handle transportation, Brandy? Because they enroll students, and they know what's available on the routes, okay? And they handle student success and programming. Student success and programming includes, like when we're having graduation, when we're doing bikes and barbecue, when we're doing the parade in the community. Can everyone see the chart? Someone said it was a blur. It looks really clear on my side. And you may want to see what technology you're on. I just looked on my phone. It looks really, really clear here too. And the replay will be up. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So I would take screenshots of this. My office manager, if you don't have a center that's over 80 kids, I'm going to say 75 to 100 kids, that's when you start needing an office manager, right? An office manager still really reports to the director, but they may have some direct things that they do for the director of operations and the owner, right? But they may answer the phone. They may put in work orders. They may purchase things. They may deal with customer service issues. They may be the first line of defense, okay? And then human resources, they're responsible for staffing, training, reviews, and payroll. So a lot of organizational charts deal with people, and we have a people-only org chart too, and it's like, who do you report to? So everybody reports to my directors. My directors report to the director of operations, and the director of operation reports to me. So I supervise one person, the director of operations. He supervised 6 people, or 6 kind of overarching departments. All the directors, and he also supervises quality and compliance and human resources. The directors supervise their staff, right? And they have support. This is much better than this. So a lot of you are spread so wide that you can't see yourself owning multiple centers. You can't see, directors, you can't see yourself clearly because you're doing too many jobs, right? So this is a little better. This is better, but there are also these kind of organizational charts, right? I'm not here yet, but this is when you definitely have a real CEO, right? You have an advisory board, and then maybe you have a director of finance. You have clinical director who helps with, child care development, school-based health. Maybe you have government and risk compliance. I mean, we would all like to be here one day when we have 10 centers, 20 centers, 30 centers. We will need departments. If you see on here, there is even no directors because we haven't even got to that. We haven't even got to that level yet. But as we grow, that's where we want to be. All right? Who is committed to creating an org chart? You're gonna put your best foot forward. I will put these 4 different ones in the group as pictures. For those of you who said that you couldn't see it clear, yes, I can put it back on the big screen. I'm going to put all of them on the big screen. Let me move the banner from the bottom so you can see it better. So this was 1. Okay. This was 2. And this was 3. So we got to be committed to doing that, because when you do this, it's going to drive everything different. It's going to, going back to day 1, moving with intention, right? So you can talk to people in departments. You don't have to have a meeting for 9 hours because you're trying to talk to everybody. When we're talking about compliance, we can just pull people who deal with compliance. When we're talking about curriculum, we can just pull people who deal with curriculum. When we're having enrollment issues, or we need to do a different initiative, we can pull those people. Now, let's go to number 3. Let's go to number 3. Number 3. Vivian, this is a great question. How should home base look? I figure it will look more like number 2, because in number 2, you're still going to do a lot because you're not going to have all of those people, but you can have a helper, that's over the teaching, the food. It's going to depend on your organization. There is no right or wrong. So number 3 is having clear job descriptions. Okay? Clear job descriptions, not just for the sake of offering a job, but everyone needs to know. In your Iconic Leadership Pack, I put this job template in there. One of the things that we forget is who's going to train this person. Who is going to train them? Right? This is one of the things that I see. We hire people, we don't train them well, and then we're mad at them. So this is the second page. In your success pack, I gave you 6 different job descriptions. You need to read them, and you need to make sure that that's what you want the job description to say. But I gave you 6 job descriptions, one for a teacher, infant, and pre-K. I gave you a lead teacher, a director, and a director of operations. Because a lot of times we're hiring people, we don't know who's going to supervise them, we don't know who's going to train them, and then they're deficient, and then we want to jump back in and be the technician. Because from the beginning, we did not set order. Thank you, Christina. Y'all, I had to get them in there. We thank you for being patient with us with the guide, but I needed you guys to have those things. For $29, you better get your guide. It may save your life. Even if you're a leader, don't wait on your director to buy that for you. You may need it in order to bring yourself into order. One of the things I want you guys to know as leaders, even if you're not the owner, you still have a responsibility to make your job easy, right? When I was in leadership and I was not the owner, or when I was a principal and I still had to answer to an assistant superintendent, I was gonna make my job easy. You wasn't gonna get me. You ain't gonna get me. But tomorrow at our Q&A, guys, if you have questions about your org chart, if you wanna lay it out and see if that makes sense, let me know. In some of your org chart, you may have a star by that position because they're not there yet. And maybe you're responsible for it right now, but you don't want to be. So that's another reason why you got to get an org chart. Okay? Let's go to number 4. This is something we've never talked about. So this is new. Everybody put new in the chat. This is new. This is new. Tonight we're going to be ending about 8:30. Stay with us because I have some things that I'm going to be sharing with you. This is brand new. The use of transition plans. How many of you have promoted teachers from within and they were great teachers, but they were not great leaders? You promoted people without a plan. How many of you have promoted without a plan? You owe those people an apology. You need to tell them you're sorry, y'all. So when you promote a person, just like you have a transition plan when a kid changes classrooms, or I hope you have a transition plan when kids change classroom, something that tells the new teacher about this kid, what they like, what they don't like, you know, their behaviors, notes from the parents. Hopefully you have a transition plan for your kids. You have to have a transition plan for your staff, especially when you put them in an elevated role. First of all, now they are about to be responsible for managing their former peers. They have said some things to those peers that leaders shouldn't say. They have been frustrated with their peers, and now they're in a point of leadership. So anytime you are changing any position, I don't even care if they're changing classrooms, I believe that you should do a leadership plan. Would you like to learn about how to use that? If so, put yes in the chat. So this plan is going to help you replace or promote an employee. And there's nothing more detrimental than taking a good person and throwing them in a bad situation because there was no proper transition, right? There must be a clear transition. So this is the transition plan that we kind of created. You can type in this plan. You can write it out, whatever you need to do. First of all, you need to know what's their current position, what's their new position. And if there's a pay rate change, that needs to be transparent. Transparent. Y'all, giving the extra 50-cent dollar, $2 is not going to kill you. A dollar raise is $160 or more a month. If that $160 more a month is going to free up 10, 12, 15, 30 hours of your time, can you please give the dollar? Why y'all letting $1 imprison you? I think I'm going to write a book called The $1 Slave. Because you guys are letting $1, $2 raise. I don't want to be in your business. I don't want to be in your business. But some of you are letting a $1, $2 raise keep you in your business 30 or 40 more hours a week. It's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. $1 raise is $40 a week. 80 every 2 weeks, $160. If you think about it like that, is this $160 worth my time or $2? Is $320 worth the extra time this person is going to give me? Stop being a dollar slave. You're a slave to a position that you should not be in. You're becoming a technician that you should not be because you don't see enough value in the role. You don't see enough value in the role. Thank you, Tina. Tina, you better buy that book if I write it. I love this. The Peter principle. They end up being promoted to the point of their incompetency. Then they either leave or get released to their destiny. And it's not always their fault. Sometimes we didn't do what we needed to do with those people. So you want to go over with them their daily duties, their weekly duties, monthly duties, quarterly, and annually. You're going to set goals for them. And this is the checklist. This is what you need to discuss. Their placement. Who's going to replace their current position? Training their replacement. Notes about their current position or projects. Their new job description. A training checklist for their new position. Right? These are the things you need to be able to do in this new position. How many of you have failed to do this? Resources for the new position. Do they need keys? Y'all, I promoted my daughter this week. She turned 19. She got keys to the building. Right? She got keys to the building, and now she's driving. I owe her a raise. Right? And what's the transition time look like? Are they going to be doing this job half a day in the beginning? Right? Or are they going to transition full time? Are they going to be training someone and training in their new role? You have to make that decision. This is the second page. Some of them are working on other projects, right? So they may need to do this for their new person, but you need to do this for them. These are the projects you'll be assigned to. You'll be assigned to student success. So you'll be assigned to enrollment. These are the pending students that we have. This is, who's on your team. And this is all the relevant information you need to know. Are they assigned to transportation? These are the students. This is the description. I love Robin. Robin say, listen, I have failed. But y'all, ain't Robin cute on that picture? Robin is fine. Yes, Christina, she got the keys. So listen, this transition plan helps you and them, right? It helps you set expectations. Now you can hold them accountable for the expectations. You can hold them accountable to the expectations. How many of you know that this is something that you need to do? You know that this is something that you need to do. Okay. So I'm going to put your assignment up for a second. And then we are going to get to the nitty-gritty of the next thing that you need to do. Can you guys give me a minute? Can y'all stay with me one more minute? All right. So how do we put this all together? Who wants to know? Brandy, this is a lot. Yes, we have a student success person at every location. And our student success person does have more than one duty. Because even though we're enrolling 10 to 20 students a month, they are responsible for current customer service, and they're also responsible for student file audits. They have several things that they're responsible for. Okay. Yay. All right. So let's talk about how do we put this all together. Can y'all give me some time? All right. So listen, Childcare Millionaires is here to support you in many different ways. We're here to support you at our in-person events, but we really want your center to be a 7 to 8 figure center, right? And so in our quest to do that, we got to continue to learn together, but we also have to implement. And I'm going to tell you that in order to put this together, you need time, right? It can't just be you talking about it or you showing up for a few days and then you put your notes away and you just become a note keeper. We're not interested in you becoming a note keeper. We're interested in you making the shifts with what you learn and implementing in your business to make it better. Here we embrace each other. It's about love. It's about growth. It's about celebrating one another. So we want to make sure that you know that that's available to all of you. So in our fight for each other, like Stacey was saying before, we're not going to let you say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then you not do it. We want you to be not only a part of the learning, but we want you to be a part of the transformation. And on last night, I said, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you about something. It's up to you whether or not you want to grow or if you want to be stuck being that $1 slave. I can't make you do this work, but I can tell you that it wasn't until I put my gloves on and I began to work in my center and I began to realize that I had failed my own self. I was the problem. There was a tough realization that I had created a mess. But there's a song. It says, I'm going to clean up what I messed up. I realized that, listen, I see the deficiency. I see where we need to get better. I can't just talk about it. I really need to be about it. And so I want you to know, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. We got to save ourselves. And as a group, we have saved ourselves. As a group, we've got out of the mud, because some of us was in a low place when we first started talking. Some of us were still opening our building. Some of us we didn't have the team that we want. We didn't have the direction of where we needed to go. We didn't even know what to do first. So I want you to know that nobody's coming to save you, but we are here to help you save yourself. My question is, will you be left behind? You know, as we move to order and as we move with intention, right? And as we begin to create non-negotiables like we're going to talk about tomorrow, we don't want you to be left behind as the only dinosaur. We don't want you to be extinct. This is not what we want for you. We don't want for you to be operating like a mom and pop when you can be operating like a lean, mean, revenue generating machine. We don't want you to be the only Frankenstein on the call where you're piecing things together and it's all ugly and, you don't have no direction. We want you to have direction. We want you to have support, but it starts with you crafting a leadership plan. I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you that I am sorry, because in hindsight, we should have been doing leadership before we were talking about growth. So I'm not too big to say I'm sorry, because some of you have grown a huge mess. And if you know that you need to clean up your mess, I want you to put clean up in the chat. If you know that you need to set intention, if you know that you need to set, culture and focus on core values, if you know that you need to set order, if you know that that's you, let us know in the chat, because we don't want to leave you behind. So listen, this is what I know. This is what I know, and this is what I know for sure. Being excited is not enough. Many of you guys, you're on this call and you are excited. You are rejuvenated. You feel like you can run a little bit further. You feel like you can do a little bit more. And guess what? You can. You can do more. You are more. You are great. You are the leader that you want to be, but it's going to take work. Teresa said the Clean Up Woman. That's one of my favorite songs. That's one of my karaoke songs. The Clean Up Woman is a woman who clean all this mess that we've left behind. But the reason I know so much about being a clean up woman is because I've had to clean up my mess. I've had the wrong people in my business doing the wrong things at the wrong time. So being excited is not enough, guys. I learned these things the hard way. I would make promises I couldn't keep. I tried to figure it out by myself. I spent thousands of dollars working with people and things that did not work. Thousands. I'm going to say hundreds of thousands. I worked more than I should have. I was at a point where I had no support, where literally I would feel like crying because it was 6 o'clock and I still had hours of work to do. I don't know if this is how you've ever felt. I viewed other people as competition. I wouldn't talk to them. I didn't want them to know that I was struggling, that I was hurting. I felt burnt out and stressed out all the time. Little money. I used my own cash for everything. I neglected my family, my friends, all because I was trying to get it done by myself. I was trying to do it the hard way. But how many of you know there is an easy way? Can we say easy in the chat? How many of you know there is an easy way? It's time for us to ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Some of us are carrying a load that's unbearable. It's an unbearable road. So listen, guys, this is what I learned when I stepped out of myself and I said, so Brandy, what can I do to make life easier? Like, I'm stressed. I was to the point I wanted to close. I wanted to quit. I felt like I had made a wrong decision. My husband was frustrated with me, and he was saying something like, I don't want the end of you every night. I don't even know you anymore. Man, it was hard. But this is what I learned. First of all, I learned that there is a community of childcare owners that want to work together. I learned how to get support from people who were doing the things that I wanted to do. I learned to collaborate. That's why I always bring people to the stage. That's why I always support other people. That's why when people ask me to come and be on that podcast, I do it, because there is no competition, guys. There's only collaboration. I learned how to delegate, how to have self-care. Man, I learned how to make that money. I ain't gonna lie, I know how to make it. I learned how to leverage grants and funding. One of the things I learned how to do is set boundaries, set order. And I learned that I was my biggest investment. So there were times where I did things for me that other people would not do. So I want to invite you to become this iconic leader with me. I have set aside 4 days on my very busy calendar. And if anybody who knows me, they know that I am on a plane at least 4 to 5 times a month. But I have dedicated all of April to staying home. And I said, this will be a great time for me to pour into you. So I'm going to ask you to, again, do you want to be an iconic leader? And if so, put yes in the chat. If so, put yes in the chat. Because I'm going to show you a way that we can do this in a very short time, how we can set order. Francesca says, sign us up. I love her. So listen, we are going to have the Iconic Leadership Bootcamp, April the 21st through the 24th. This Iconic Leadership Bootcamp, and let me go ahead and, I didn't realize that our ticker, it was not be showing. So let me see if I can fix that in just a second. This bootcamp is designed to help you implement what we've learned in the summit, right? And in this implementation, we're going to develop your personal leadership plan, right? We're going to help you communicate with your staff, help you build relationships and growth. So we're going to create your leadership philosophy. We're going to create your org chart. We're going to make sure that you have a revised CEO role if you're the CEO. We're going to create your leadership plan. Make sure your KPIs are done. And the one thing we're going to do, I'm committed to us doing, is we're going to have a company overview presentation. Just like you're looking at this presentation right now, you are going to be able to bring people into your organization the right way by giving them this presentation and letting them go through this presentation. So listen, this is what's included. We're going to have 4 sessions. One, we're going to talk about the dysfunctions of your team and how to fix it. We're going to talk about how you can use the voices in your community, your parents and your staff, to figure out what you need to do. And then how to be results driven, how to have that leadership plan and those KPIs. And last but not least, how to grow your organization. Now, y'all already know I like to give stuff. So, yes, I'm going to spend these 4 days with you, but I'm also going to give you a live stream ticket to the Child Care Millionaires Conference, or a way to upgrade that to a live ticket. If you already have a live ticket, great. It was a bonus. Don't worry about it. I'm going to give you a PowerPoint presentation, plug and play, where you put in your logo, you put in your picture. It will literally be plug and play. You put in your vision, your mission. Who's your kindergarten teacher? Who's your pre-K teacher, your infant teacher? What are your core values? It will be a template where you can create a presentation for your company literally in the matter of an hour. We're going to make sure that you have a parent survey. So we've already given you your staff survey, but we're going to make sure you have a parent survey so their voices can be heard. We have a staff training that we're going to make available to all of your staff about professionalism. We did a tech accelerator So if you are not very good at tech, you're going to get access to this accelerator for free. And we're going to record the session so you can have lifetime access only for $5.99. So just the live stream ticket to the conference is $397. So on last night, we were like, we don't want you guys to buy the tickets to the live stream because we want to make sure that you guys knew that just for $200 more, you could attend this boot camp. And even if you cannot attend it live, there will be recorded sessions. And Coach Natalie and Coach Connie will be there, and they will be helping to do some of the teaching for you guys. How many of you guys are excited about this? Takesha, you're going to know about your state and will they accept our trainings better than you? We've never had anyone say that their state did not accept our trainings because we are an association. But I don't know. You could just make sure. We are a child care association. I have a master's degree. Natalie has a master's degree and an MBA. Connie has a doctoral. So you are being trained by highly qualified individuals. Highly qualified individuals. But even if you couldn't get the trainings for $5.99, there is no reason that you shouldn't come. So the link to this is bit.ly Iconic Bootcamp. And we want you to know that we have no pressure. If you want to do it, we want to help you do it. But this is a time where you have to decide for yourself. Some of us grew in those first boot camps, and they can tell you, I have not done a boot camp since we opened the membership. Because I said, nope, not doing it. If you want something, get in the membership. But this is totally separate from the membership. And we're going to do it over a weekend. We're going to have Q&As. We're going to have work sessions. We have it all lined up. Dr. Connie is going to be supporting us. Coach Tamika will be there supporting us. Natalie will be there supporting us. And some of our elevation members like Monica and Stacey and Christina have said, hey, we will answer questions. Leslie, we'll work in the work sessions because we want to make sure that you guys win. So the only question I have to ask is who's going to take the 50 seats? I mean, that's all to it. We have limited space for the boot camp because we have limited space for the live stream. Now, to make this even better, now I don't even know how can I make it better. Do y'all want me to make it better? If you want me to make it better, put better in the chat. I got a way I'm going to make it better. But you got to put better in the chat. I want to give you one more thing because I don't want you to lose. I do not want you to lose. And I've already put the links in this video for the boot camp. But I have one more thing I want to give you guys because I don't want you to lose. But now we have 47 seats left. Thank you, guys. We have 47 seats left. And it's all lowercase. Iconic Bootcamp. All lowercase. Bit.ly Iconic Bootcamp. Bit.ly Iconic Bootcamp. All right. I see a lot of people who say more. How many of you know that it's better when you do things with your team? Because if you don't do it with your team, it makes it hard to implement. So I'm going to allow everyone who signs up for the boot camp to bring one team member with them. You don't have to pay for two people. Now, you don't get two live stream tickets. You only get one live stream ticket. Now, they can sit next to you, but you only get one login. But I'm going to allow you to bring a team member, right? That way you and your director can sit side by side, or you and your assistant director, or your owners and your lead teacher can sit side by side. Do you think this will help? So listen, two people can attend the boot. I got to take this off the screen. Christina is the only person that's happy. Two people can attend the boot camp for $599. And you get one live stream ticket that's worth $397. I don't even know what else I can do. I don't know what I can do. For those of you who have live tickets, let me go ahead and answer the question right now. No, there is no reimbursement for your live ticket. There is no discount because we've already discounted the live tickets, but you will still get access to the virtual. That way, if you're running late from your hotel room or something like that, you can tune in. But we've already discounted our live tickets. We wanted you to have no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. So yes, it's a 4-day session. Yes, you get a live stream ticket. Yes, you get all of those templates. Yes, you get Dr. Connie, Coach Natalie, Coach Tamika, Stacey, Monica, Christina, and Leslie have agreed to be on the Q&As to help. You get all of that for $599, right? The virtual tickets by themselves are $397, Kat. The virtual tickets by themselves are $397. Great question. Great question. And I'm going to tell you this too. When you buy it, if you're like, but I really want to come to the conference, there's a button you can click to upgrade to a live ticket for $300 to cover the cost of your food. So we have thought about everything that we can think of when it comes to making this great for you guys. I'm going to show you guys really quick. I'm going to see if I can share it. Let me see if I'm sharing correctly. Oh, that's too many screens. Let me stop the share. Give me 1 second. I want to stop the share. And I want to share correctly so you can know exactly what you're going to get when you go to that landing page. Because we don't want anyone to be confused. We don't want anyone to be confused. We want to share a tab. Yes, got it. So this is what the Iconic Bootcamp screen looks like. Can everybody see that? Yay! We're so excited about this. We are so excited about this. So there's a video that explains everything. Everything that's included is right here for you. So our sessions, someone was asking, Thursday is normally our teacher night. It's going to be extended just a little bit. We're going to have 2 sessions. They're going to be about an hour apiece. And then you guys are going to have break and breakout rooms where you get to talk to other owners. Friday, we're going to have a Q&A during the day in a work session. We're going to start it at 12 like we do our other Q&As for boot camps. On Saturday morning, we'll have our other 2 sessions. And then we will have an optional work session Saturday night that will be member-led. And then on that Sunday, we'll have activities, work sessions, and Q&As. So when you click this button to join the boot camp, it's going to ask you for your information. And then there is a button right here that if you want to make it to the live event, you can simply upgrade. It does come with 1 live stream ticket. We wanted to make this easy, breezy, peasy for you guys. So you had no questions about if it was for you or if it wasn't for you. We want you to win. All right. So, and you get to bring 1 team member. You get to bring 1 team member. So guys, that's all I have for you tonight. This is your homework for day 3. Review the job descriptions. You're going to create a transitional plan for your recent or pending positions. You're going to draft your organizational chart. And you're going to make sure, if you want to, you register for that Iconic Leadership Bootcamp. I cannot explain to you enough, how much I want you to be there. It's totally up to you. But we have 50 seats available. We have to have at least 30 people for it to make. But we definitely want you in the place. So listen, guys, that's all that we have for tonight. I hope you come to the live stream. If you're not coming in person, we're down to 12 live seats. So we're really excited about what we're doing to make it wonderful for all of the childcare millionaires. I don't want you to hear from me. I want you to hear from a few of them.
Hi, my name is Francesca Velasquez, and I am from Stamford, Connecticut. And Childcare Millionaires has been amazing. I have learned to shift my mindset. I have learned to not work in my business, but work on my business. When I first met Brandy back during the pandemic, she taught me and gave me the confidence to give over the keys, to have openers, so I didn't have to get up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning to go open my center, because I was paying other people to do that. And I am so excited about what the future is going to bring me. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Howard. I am from North Carolina. I am here at the Childcare Millionaire Retreat. I'm having an awesome time here. The thing that I love the most about this retreat is that all the ladies that are here, I have seen them on our Zoom meetings, and it has been so great just to see them face to face and to hug on them and love on them. This is a great sisterhood here, and for me, being in childcare in a small town, sometimes it can feel like I'm in a silo, but this has allowed me to connect with individuals who are passionate about childcare, who love what they do, and I'm just glad to be a part of this community.
Hey, my name is Christina Graham Simpson, and I am from Raleigh, North Carolina, owner of Victory Learning Academy. And this experience has been one of the most life-changing in my business. I have learned to let go. I have learned that it is time to move forward and take huge, huge leaps. And even if it scares you, you keep doing it. And if it doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. So you got to get out there and make it move and just believe and trust in the process, and make sure you get you some amazing coaches that are where you want to be, and then you can get there.
Hey everybody, my name is Taja Wolser. I am here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Enjoyed the Childcare Millionaire Conference. It was amazing. I didn't realize that I was coming here to meet my new family, my new sisters, my new cousins, my aunties, my mamas, my accountability partners. Everything was awesome. And it was everything that I needed. I was ready to go on the first day because I had so many gems, but I'm not leaving with just gems. I'm leaving with a treasure box full of knowledge. And you need to be here the next time if you're feeling that you need that extra push and that motivation. It was all here today. And don't worry about the coins, because you'll get them later. They're going to collect them with everything that they're teaching you. Thank you, Miss Natalie, Miss Brandy. Thank you to all of the speakers, Dr. Connie. Everybody was amazing, and they touched my heart in a special place, and I'm so appreciative of taking this leap out on faith, and I will not regret it.
Good morning, or hi, this is Stacey from New Orleans. It Takes a Village Academy. I'm here at the fabulous Childcare Millionaires Conference. This is the second year I've attended. Each year it gets better and better. Each year I learn more, I grow more. I was actually able to bring my senior management team this year, and they have been able to get so many jewels out of the conference, meeting new people, communicating and learning more to help us grow our program. If anybody has any reservations about tuning in, about coming over, about just finding out more of what Brandy and this wonderful organization has to offer, don't worry, don't fret, don't fear. This is exactly what you need to build and grow your business.
Good morning. My name is Monica Howard. I am from North Carolina. I am here at the Childcare Millionaires Conference, and the 3 days for me have been amazing. All of the speakers, all of the nuggets, all of the knowledge that was dropped in this conference is absolutely priceless. If you weren't here, please make sure that you're here the next time that we meet in Houston or wherever we are around the country. This is a conference that will change the way you do childcare. We are coming into a new era. This is our time, and we need all the knowledge that we can to be as successful as possible in this arena. So, Childcare Millionaires, Brandy Woods, our millionaire coach, she is amazing. She is everything that we need in childcare right now. She is pouring and pouring and pouring every bit of knowledge that she knows about childcare into us and bringing the experts here to help us. So please, I implore you to be here the next time. My childcare center is forever changed, and in 2022, we are coming in with big bucks, big bang, and just doing all the things that we need to do to make sure we get ourselves accredited and get all those federal monies that are available to us. Please, please, please mark your calendars and be here next time. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is your boy X Smiles and your boy Gets to Get Right. Yeah. And it's Jig Aerobics in the building, and we just finished the Childcare Millions 2021 Childcare Millionaires Conference. I'm talking about fun. I'm talking about education. I'm talking about earning. When you're learning, you're earning. Are you hear me? Do you hear me? Look. First of all, we want to send a special shout out to Miss Brandy Woods for putting on an awesome production, and putting on an awesome conference. This is what I'm talking about. We need more stuff like this. We have to continue to elevate others while we're elevating ourselves. We have to continue to motivate, educate. On my mama? On my mama. Yeah, I feel that. I like that. But while you're doing motivating and educating, you got to make sure that you keep your cheese up. You see this right here? I want you to smile. Smile right now. Okay, I like that. Yeah. You're looking good. Keep your cheese up. Be easy, be cheesy. And remember, a smile a day keeps the negativity away.
On my mama.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, everyone. We want to just thank you for being with us tonight. We want to welcome you to the boot camp for those of you who came. So we'll do some more welcomes on tomorrow. Iconic boot camp. You don't want to miss it. I promise you. If we did all of this for $29, imagine what we're going to do when you invest in yourself. But it's your investment to make. And we want you to be happy with it. And we want you to grow. We're here rooting for you. So I'll see you tomorrow night where we'll be talking about the non-negotiables of a child care leader.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic, Sales, and Profit. And if you are in the child care industry, there is only one place you should be. It's only one person you should be connected with, and that is Brandy Wood Smith. Listen, this event, right, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. Guess what? I'm going to be there. But this event is specifically crafted and curated for you, for your industry, and for individuals like you, right, in your business to find out how to catapult yourself from the center you have today to the center you've always dreamed of. I'm talking about unlimited supply of children that you're helping, that you're molding. I'm talking about parents that you're lifting the burden off of. I'm talking about an impact, right? A social impact in your communities and an economic impact to your bottom line. That is what this event is all about. You are officially connected to the best with Brandy and her team, and I cannot wait to see you at her event in May. You better be there.
Hey everyone, we're stepping into greatness at the Child Care Millionaires Retreat. I'm so excited just to meet and connect with everyone. I can't wait until day 2. Today we learned how to rest, how to rejuvenate, how to build relationships, and how to have a Candyland experience in our child care centers. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's your coach B Woods, the Millionaire Midwife, signing off. See you guys tomorrow.
Brand new life I can't see. Never thought you'd be a special part of me. No, baby. The reasons are because of you.
Don't ever miss the Child Care Millionaires event. it. That's what I learned today. Thank you all for coming. Thank our speakers and thank our guests. We love you. See you soon.